This is WKYT This Morning.
Kentucky Morning Start on WKYT. Good morning to you. Welcome on your Tuesday. I'm Bill Bryant.
I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope you're having a great start to your morning.
Yeah, it's a good day out there.
Yeah,
you know?
really going well for Tuesday, right?
Looks good right now.
Now at 6:30, suspects in 2 Lee County murder cases will face a judge this morning. We've got a look ahead to today's hearing.
Also on WKYT, in an act of transparency, Louisville's police chief releases the body cam video from a deadly shooting. We just got that in-house. We'll take a look at the shocking video coming up this morning.
A country music icon will be performing in Central Kentucky. We're on Dolly Parton's performance at Center College.
Crossing my fingers that works out there in Boyle County later on this afternoon, because we are expecting some showers and thunderstorms for today. At least some of us. Not everybody sees the rain. It's a beautiful start today. But what about that afternoon? When do they pop up? Where do they pop up? I'll have that coming up.
And let's get right to the news this morning.
The suspects in 2 Lee County murder cases will face a judge this morning.
Anthony Taylor, Kevin Kendall, Wesley Johnson, and Cassandra White are all scheduled to be arraigned this afternoon. WKYT's Mark Barber is joining us live now with details on the case. Mark?
Good morning, Bill. In 3 hours, those 4 suspects will be standing before a judge for the first time in this murder case. State police say the 4 people were all involved in the murders of 28-year-old Billy Rourke and 36-year-old James Brown. Troopers found Rourke's body on Hell Creek Road in Lee County on Friday. Then on Saturday, the investigation led troopers to Brown's body. Both men had been shot. Troopers think Rourke was forced to his knees and then killed execution style. The 2 suspects who are charged with complicity to murder are 22-year-old Wesley Johnson of Irvin and 32-year-old Kevin Kendall of Beattyville. Cassandra White, a 23-year-old from Beattyville, and Anthony Taylor, a 34-year-old also from Beattyville, are both charged with murder and complicity to murder. The family of the second man who was killed worries the suspects will post bond and get out of jail soon.
My cousin's getting ready to be put under the ground forever. While they're going to get out of jail, they're going to get to walk free. They're going to get to have Christmas, Thanksgiving, holidays with their family.
Bond has been set for all 4 suspects at $1 million. So far, investigators have not said why Rourke and Brown were shot and killed. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. And the trial for a man charged with murder in Lexington will continue today. Testimony expected to be heard in Paris Charles's trial later this morning. Jury members heard opening statements in the trial yesterday. Police have charged Charles with murder in the 2014 death of his girlfriend, Goldia Massey. Police say parts of Massey's body later washed up along the Kentucky River in Jessamine and Henry counties. Paris's trial is expected to last 2 weeks. Investigators have now identified human remains found near Interstate 64 last Friday. State police say the remains are those of Robert Jones, a northern Kentucky man who disappeared last month. Troopers say Jones and his girlfriend, Crystal Warner, were murdered. Her body still has not been found. The couple was last seen alive in Washington County. State police later arrested Craig Pennington, and they have charged him with the murders.
Family members of a boy who drowned in a pond at Lexington Cemetery say something needs to be done to keep this from happening to someone else. Investigators say 11-year-old DeShannon Davis fell in the pond while fishing with friends. He's the second person to die after falling into that pond within the last week. DeShannon's family says his mother warned him not to go back to the pond after the first drowning. While there are no fishing signs at the pond, the boy's family wants more done to keep people away from the water.
I'm hoping to get with the cemetery people, and I actually want to put a fence around the lake to where kids can't go and fish in it, or if they can go and fish, they won't fall in the lake. The lake will be protected.
Police say they've talked with cemetery officials about making the pond safer by securing access to the property.
The time is 6:34 on WKYT this morning. The Louisville Metro Police Department has released body camera video of an officer-involved shooting. Louisville's police chief says he wants to operate with full transparency, so he put the video on the police department's YouTube channel. That shooting happened in southwest Louisville early yesterday. Officers say the man at the scene was armed. Officers say they told the man to drop his weapon, and when he did not comply, did not drop his weapon, officers fired. Now here's the moment caught on the officer's body cam. We do want to warn you, you might find the video disturbing. You might want to look away.
Drop it. Drop it. Drop the knife. Drop it.
Later on the video, a bystander asks officers why they did not help the man. Officers said they had an ambulance on the way, but the man died at the scene. 2 of the officers involved are now on administrative leave. Well, we stayed dry across much of the Commonwealth yesterday, but that likely will start to change as we progress on and on through this week toward a wet weekend, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Let's get the latest from Micah Harris in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, and things are looking pretty good this morning. No rain out there early on. Now, as we get into the afternoon, if you are heading back to school, know this. Kids coming back from school, it may be a different story in some locations. We just got to keep that in mind. And the people who are heading back to school today, Casey, Powell, Pulaski counties. So good luck to all you students, teachers, and parents heading back to Casey, Powell, and Pulaski counties. Hopefully, we stay away from the rain as the kids come back there on the school buses or you go pick them up. But there will be a few storms in the forecast at 87 degrees. The wet pattern is what we have in store now throughout Friday. Now through Friday, it's more of hit and miss. But as we get into the weekend, looks more of widespread. So any events you have going on this weekend, as of right now, keep in mind, you may have to have a plan B. I'm going to break down that forecast. I'll show you where these storms pop up today and where they're going to be popping up, because it's not for everybody. That's coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Micah, we'll see you in a little bit. And of course, Governor Bevin in Kentucky is requesting of Washington that Kentucky be able to change its Medicaid program. And the window of time to comment on that, the changes that would be made in Kentucky, has now been extended.
Yes, the original comment period ended at the end of July, but now there's a new deadline for comments. WKYT's Mike Byer is live in Lexington with the information we need to know on this.
The deadline was extended last week by officials, but according to the Associated Press, they did not send out a news release. Instead, they posted a link near the bottom of a website devoted to the proposal. According to the AP, the notice online says the deadline is 5 p.m. Friday, but Cabinet for Health and Family Services spokeswoman Jean West says the deadline is actually Sunday. She says public notices are scheduled to be published in newspapers on Thursday. Now, Bevin is requesting this proposal, but it has to be approved by the federal government. Bevin's proposal would require able-bodied adults to pay premiums of up to $15 per month to receive coverage. It would also require beneficiaries to have community engagement, such as volunteering for a charitable organization or getting a job in order to qualify for the coverage. Bevin says his changes would save taxpayers roughly $2.2 billion over the next 5 years. But once again, his proposal has to be approved in Washington. In Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, Mike, we'll see where it goes. Thank you. One of 3 teenagers charged in connection to the murder of another Mercer County teen is scheduled to be in court today. 16-year-old Trenton Easterling is being tried as an adult on charges of murder and robbery. Back in April, police say Easterling shot and killed 17-year-old Tristan Cole and left his body in a field. The other 2 teens charged in the case are accused of tampering with evidence.
The court date is set for 2 Clay County officials now facing multiple charges. Police arrested Clay County Judge Executive Joe Asher and road foreman Buford Jarvis on Friday after a grand jury indicted them for abuse of public trust, bribery, and criminal possession of a forged instrument. Investigators say the 2 men used public money for projects in private homes. Asher and Jarvis will be arraigned on August 29th. Firefighters are still trying to figure out what led to an apartment fire in Lexington. Crews say the fire started in a bedroom of an apartment at Augusta Arms on Augusta Court. That's in the Eastland area. Firefighters say the apartment sprinkler system did cause some water damage in portions of the building. They also said the electricity had to be shut off to 2 apartments because of the fire. We're told paramedics checked out 1 man at the scene for possible injuries.
Officials at Cumberland Gap National Park say it will cost thousands of dollars to repair a Civil War battle cannon after it has been vandalized. Somebody carved into the 155-year-old cannon on display in Fort Lyon. Park officials say it cost nearly $20,000 to restore the cannon. They say once it is repaired again, it will be located closer to the park's headquarters where they can keep a watch.
UK's campus is full of history, but another piece was unveiled as the school opened a time capsule found during construction on some new residence halls. They think the old metal box was originally buried in 1958. It was found at the intersection of Limestone and Avenue of Champions, where Holmes Hall used to be. Inside the time capsule was a 1958 ticket to a Louis Armstrong show at Memorial Coliseum, a ticket for Keeneland, a tea bag, Band-Aids, university programs, and a tube of coral red lipstick.
All right, it's been some time back, but it was about that time that iconic country music star Dolly Parton started performing locally down in Sevierville, Tennessee, and she'll be in Central Kentucky tonight. Dolly Parton performs at 7:30 this evening at Center College's Norton Center for the Arts. Her Pure and Simple tour will feature her most popular hits over the years, as well as a few new singles. This is Parton's largest North American tour in more than 2 decades, and tickets are still available. They range in price for $175 up to about $500. So she'll sing all the hits. Here You Come Again, Two Doors Down. Why'd you come in here looking like that?
9 to 5, my personal
Coat of
favorite.
Many Colors.
Jolene, that's a classic.
Telling you. So yeah, what a repertoire. And
Yeah.
Miss Dolly in the region today.
Nothing like her.
You got it.
Let's get a check of traffic, see what's happening.
And here's Officer Don with our check on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Hey, good morning. No wrecks right now. We cleared a little problem we had on the outer loop of Man-O-War near Parker's Mill. Turned out to be some debris in the roadway there in the right lane. Should be out of the way by the time you had that direction this morning. If you're coming in from Woodford County, it's a straight shot. As far as drive times go, from Nicholasville, 12 minutes. From Paris, we're looking at 18, and the ride from Richmond is about 30 so far across the Clays Ferry Bridge. We'll keep an eye on things throughout the morning and, of course, keep you up to date as we get a live look right now, courtesy of the Lexington and Fayette Urban County Government, of New Circle and Winchester Road. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, and mixing those school buses into the flow tomorrow. Thank you, Don. You can get the latest traffic and weather info anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. Download that for free in the app or Google Play stores. Good morning again. Great to have you on WKYT this morning on your Tuesday, and a lot more news is on the way.
A Wisconsin airport has introduced a new bathroom for dogs. We'll have that story coming up.
And we're looking outside, seeing a beautiful start to the day, but I will tell you this is not going to be a beautiful finish because we are looking at some scattered showers and thunderstorms. So I'll have that in your forecast coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Well, something I want to show you real quick that's really neat. Radar does not only pick up on just rain, okay? It can pick up on bugs. It can pick up on bats and birds. We have some birds flying around. Of course they would leave me. They would desert me right as I'm going to show them off, right? Bill and I were just talking about this, how they just come flying by packs out. I mean, just flying, a lot of them, right? Well, here's what it looks like on radar. Radar actually picks up on birds. You see that going on? That's not rain right there. That's actually birds leaving and taking off there at sunrise. So that's a pretty cool shot right there on radar. So if you ever see those rings just kind of spreading out there on radar, that's what you're seeing. Birds, bats, bugs. You pick up on some of those things. That's pretty cool right there. Let's talk about the weather, what's going on today. No rain this morning, so it looks like it's going to hold off this morning, mainly dry. We head into your afternoon, and we'll pick up on some showers and thunderstorms on and off the next several days in the forecast. And that means it's kind of hit and miss there in the sections of our viewing area now through Friday. I would say for the weekend, it's a much better opportunity there for the weekend, especially on Sunday off into Monday. That's your best bet as this system rolls on through. 1 to 3 inches for most, some a little bit higher than that. Let me walk you through it. Let me show you what I'm talking about as we travel off through your Friday. I'm going to stop it there at 11 p.m. Friday, and you can see most of us roughly ½ an inch to an inch of rain. Now remember, this doesn't show you places to get one storm after another. This just shows you what it's expecting, and a lot of times on setups like this it underestimates it, but roughly about an inch of rain there as we travel off towards your Friday with those hit and miss showers and thunderstorms. Then look what happens, okay? Heading off towards Saturday and Sunday, then the bulk of it starts to slide on in, even back towards 65. That's where we're seeing close to 3 inches of rain. So that's what we're going to be watching out for the next several days, is this hit and miss on and off every single day. So flash flooding will be a concern as we travel off towards your weekend, especially your weekend. Guys, we were talking about this morning that Sunday into Monday, one of those days looks like the front is going to come through and push on through. Now, there are a couple of weather models that say maybe even Tuesday. And if that's the case, flash flooding threat will increase dramatically. Hopefully that does not happen. Hopefully it comes through on Sunday, it moves out on Monday morning, and then all is well, because back behind that, there's nothing going on. It's just how long does it settle over us? Is there enough kick to push it on through and push it over the mountainous regions. That's the main question, because as of right now, like I said, there's nothing behind it. So if we can push it on through, it's going to be beautiful at some portion next week.
Well, you keep pushing, will you?
I know. I'm trying,
Yeah.
man. I'm trying to get it on out of here.
All right. Micah, thank you so much. Sorry about the birds.
I know.
They didn't time out for you.
No, they did not.
Oh, well, our time this morning is 6:48, and Milwaukee's Mitchell International Airport now has a bathroom that's exclusively for man's best friend.
The doggy bathroom, or service animal relief area as it's known, features fake grass on top of a flushing system that allows water and cleaning agents to pass through. The site used to house a family restroom, but the U.S. Department of Transportation required that the area be built. In case you were wondering, owners must still pick up after their dogs when their canine companions go number 2. But not to worry, there are sinks to wash up afterwards. That's good.
Yeah, so
Make sure you wash your hands after that, right?
All right, we'll see if that's a coming trend, right? Keep it here on WKYT this morning. Great to have you with us Tuesday, and we have our top stories on the way for you.
Yeah, more news up next.
Coming up, Trump facing more heat from inside the GOP as a high-profile Republican defects. Major Garrett's on the campaign trail. Plus, we'll have the latest on 3 children who plummeted from a Ferris wheel in Tennessee. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
6:51 is your time this morning. All 4 suspects connected to 2 Lee County murders will appear in court today. That's just one of the stories making news headlines this morning. And Bill joins us with a look at what else is trending right now.
Yeah, busy in our newsroom as we update WKYT.com. We've been following the investigation into 2 Lee County murders. The 4 suspects all facing charges in connection with the murders, and they're each being held right now on a $1 million bond. James Brown's body was found on Hell Creek Road in Lee County. You can read more details on the case right now on WKYT.com and hear what one of Brown's family members had to say on the arrests. Also, we could hear testimony today in one of Lexington's high-profile murder cases. Paris Charles is accused of killing his girlfriend and dismembering her body. We'll be in court today for the trial. Follow us on Twitter at WKYT to get updates on that. And in some lighter news in the area, country music legend Dolly Parton is performing in Danville tonight, and we have details on her big concert right now on WKYT.com. That's what's trending this morning on the web. Back to you, Rebecca.
A federal judge will decide today whether to cut the 14-year prison sentence of former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich, who went to prison in 2012. Blagojevich was convicted of 18 offenses, including attempting to exchange an appointment to President Barack Obama's old U.S. Senate seat in exchange for campaign cash. He won a resentencing hearing after an appeals court struck down 5 of the convictions. The United States heads into the 4th day of competition, leading the 2016 Rio Olympics medal race. We have 19 medals right now. China is in second with 13, Japan at 10. The U.S. currently has 5 gold medals, 7 silver and 7 bronze.
And despite being only a few days into the Summer Games, Olympic host nation Brazil has not exactly raked in the medal, and lack of excitement over some sports is leaving some empty seats in the venues there. Been some real problems with the Olympics. Jamie Yukas takes a look at how some Americans are taking advantage of the lack of local interest.
USA! USA!
The Lehman family brought their 3 kids from Reno, Nevada to experience the Olympic Games.
I think we have tickets for 26 events.
26 events?
So like 4 a day.
Are you guys going to be able to stay up for all of them?
Yeah.
The family snagged tickets to less popular sports for less than the cost of a fast food value meal.
So we got table tennis, judo, weightlifting, a bunch of random sports for like $12 a piece.
Organizers say about 80% of tickets to the games have been sold. But women's rugby, cycling races, and the kayaking competition only drew a few thousand spectators. The lackluster performance by Brazil's Olympic team so far is not helping to fill seats, and many locals say the prices are too high.
For the Brazilian people, it's too much.
Swimming finals and gymnastics finals tickets are going for $300 US. And this is what happened when we tried to buy tickets to the U.S. men's basketball game.
The U.S. versus Venezuela is sold out? Okay.
You can find any sold-out event on the black market. Steve Burke from Miami is encouraging Americans to come to the games.
The spirit's great. I feel completely safe, and I haven't seen a mosquito in 2 days.
The International Olympic Committee is hoping the stadiums may eventually fill up with people who have the Olympics on their bucket list. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Rio de Janeiro.
And the Brazilian police say they've arrested 40 people for scalping and confiscated hundreds of counterfeit tickets, by the way. This morning, police in Greenville, Tennessee, that's in East Tennessee, say that 3 young people who fell from a Ferris wheel at a county fairground are still recovering in a hospital this morning. The oldest of the 3 who fell, 30 to 45 feet, is a 16-year-old girl. The cause of that accident, again at a county fair, is under investigation. CBS is going to have much more on this developing story coming up at the top of the hour. We're going to check weather for you, and it's a beautiful start to the morning out there on this Tuesday. Mike?
Yeah, it's really, really nice out there. And it's a little bit humid, don't get me wrong, but still very nice. And we're looking across the region and seeing 72 degrees there in Jackson and London Corbin area. Looks like a bit of an issue there on I-75. We'll get you updated on that as we go throughout the morning hours. 87 degrees there, hour by hour forecast. By the afternoon, we are looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. We just got to keep in mind that some of these could be heavy downpours. Some of us actually won't even see rain at all today. So it's just one of those times. It's hit and miss in the forecast. And we just got to watch out for that as we travel throughout the next several hours. So here's the deal. Back in a wet pattern now through Friday. It's kind of hit and miss. 40% chances of rain each and every single day. Guys, Saturday off into Sunday, well, really Saturday through Monday, that's when the front gets a little bit closer, and that'll bring more widespread rain into the forecast. But still, nonetheless, isolated flash flooding during the weekend, it actually bumps up as this heavy rain, the heaviest rain, actually slides a little bit closer to
Depends on how long it sits over.
That's right. Exactly
okay.
Right.
Nobody's more up to date than you to start your day, and we thank you for being with us on WKYT.
Have a great day.